This time I'm going to be playing the Fender Squier Jazz Bass 5 from the Affinity series, and this one is the low end of the low end of the Squier instrument line, but I got it second hand for under $200. I think about 150 Canadian dollars from a store, which is really pretty amazing. Has closed tuning keys, maple neck, rosewood fingerboard, and the body is made from, I believe, alder, so it's a nice weight and a good sound. The things I already modified. I took off the pick guide. I removed the white plastic pick guide. It's around here somewhere. And I changed up, just the knobs. And I also took off the silver control plate that used to be here, the silver plate, and I put a black metal plate on, which was really a cool attachment, which I got for like $8, also really cheap. So the next thing I'm going to modify in this bass are the pickups, because I don't really like the ones that come with it. Of course, the way they make all these things cheaper, they use more affordable materials or cheaper construction somewhere. Some ways it affects the tone and playability, and others it doesn't. The frets are a little bit small, but sometimes they call that vintage, or old style. So they're a little bit on the smaller side, less metal, less cost. The nut, even the plastic on the nut, is not the same plastic they use on the better instruments. Maybe a better plastic has a better sound. The tuning keys, they could be done better on another instrument. These are really pretty good. What I don't like on this, that I know for certain, the pickups are not very dynamic, and of course I'm going to fix that and show you the difference on the modification. Dynamic difference in the tone or the attack when I'm playing. The strings are a little bit on the lower side action wise, which decreases your dynamics, but still, even within that, you should still be able to hear some dynamic range or some liveliness of the strings, and I don't get that from this. It's very, very minor. Thankfully, some friends of mine, the guitar builders in the States, they sent me these Fender noiseless, and they're humbucking. It actually has two coils put into one. They're actually stacked one on top of the other. So some of the other ones have a side-by-side configuration where they put cover 3 strings and then 2 strings inside the jazz standard housing. This one, they're actually stacked one on top of the other. So if you ever wanted to see what was underneath your pickup and were afraid to look, afraid to ruin your instrument, take it apart and never get it back together again. I'm not. I'm not, so I'll show it to you. So inside the jazz bass pickup, take the housing off, is this plastic, and then we have a stacked jazz bass pickup. There you go. This beautiful thing. Very fragile. Very fragile. Did I say very fragile? Okay. Anyway, looks like I can't put that together now. I'm with 2.5 hands. So I'm changing the pickups in here, and I'm going to change the bridge, because they're also cheating on the bridge here. The metal they're using for the bridge pieces, I don't believe it's steel. I believe it might be some kind of like copper or some kind of alloy. Is not producing a very good sound. If you look at something like a G&L bass, solid steel rollers, or something with brass. Sometimes people like the sound of brass. I like steel. Zinc sometimes, like a Leo Kwan Badass Bridge, which is what I'm going to put on here, by the way. So we'll hear the sound first with the new pickups, then we're going to check it with a new bridge when it's time for that, and then put a new strings, new electronic, everything, and see what the difference, if we can remember. Thanks.